Be careful on who you let lay hands on you for prayer. Did you hear the honk on cue? See? Y'all know already with the Matrix noise. See? You can't let anybody just pray on, like, lay hands on you. Now, this video is not saying, oh, look at him saying that, you can't receive prayer, or he's telling us not to get prayer. Like, no. That's not what I'm saying. Prayer is good, right? Beautiful thing. And it's good because it works too. From people, the Most High uses people for prayer, and did you hear the horn? See? The Most High has people that he uses for prayer, and he heals as well. Yes, that is true. But what I'm telling you is be careful on who you let pray and lay hands on you. Because not everybody is operating in the light. Did you hear that horn on QC? Matrix noise? See? Not everybody's operating with the light. Not everybody's with the Most High. So you got to be very careful on who you let lay hands on you for a prayer. Because the agents are in the church too. Oh, that's right. The witches and warlocks are in the church too. Your pastor, whoever's up there, maybe a witch, maybe a warlock as well. And people are going up there for prayer, for whatever it is that they want to get prayed for, healing, deliverance, whatever they're going through. And guess what? Because you don't have discernment, or there is no discernment in the churches or wherever you're going to have people lay hands on people. You got actual witches and warlocks and the pastors themselves laying hands on people, demon-filled, suppressing demons on people. That's what they do. They don't want to tell you that. Yeah, they can suppress a demon in that person who wants a deliverance. There are many ways what they can do. Alright? This is why you have to ask the Most High for spiritual discernment. And this is why it is needed. You have to ask him to give you spiritual discernment, ask him to show you people's hearts, people's motives. And I promise you, with that discernment, you're going to see and catch who they are, because they all do the same thing. Even the agents in the church will do the same exact thing that gang stalkers do. See, when you have the light in you, when you operating high, and when the Most High is actually in your vessel and not those operating in the dark, your light, your aura, your brightness, your energy is going to bother anyone that is operating on a low, or anybody that is operating in darkness. Your light will irritate. It will irritate and it will bother people's demons. And you're going to see it in the church as well. They're going to do the same thing as well. And what they do is, when somebody's spirit is being bothered by you, this is what you're going to see with the spirit, with the gift of discernment, because they all do the same thing. Anybody in your family is going to do the same thing. Random people in the street that you do not know is going to do the same thing. Your exes, your current wife, husband, people in the church, people in your job, wherever you go, they all do the same thing. And the one thing about it is that the enemy's tactics never change. So those people who actually got the light in them, that actually have spiritual discernment, can see through people's spirits. So what you're going to see is, even if you step into a church, they always go, remember I told you, they sniff a lot. That's what you're going to see. It don't matter who they are. Does not matter. But again, you're going to see this in the church too. Constant sniffs. Sniffing, you will know the difference between a runny nose and even in a room that's quiet, but regular sniffs, constant. That's a demon that is snaring at you and snaring at people when it's in somebody. You're going to see that from people you know and you don't know too. Even those in the church, even at your job. Especially when you ask the Most High to give you discernment. This is why I tell you, you can't just let anybody lay hands on you, because people are in the churches, witches and warlocks. They are in the church praying for people. People want to get delivered. People want to get healed. But these people are demon-filled themselves. And what they're only doing is suppressing that demon that is in that person. Remember, the enemy is a copycat, right? So he's a counterfeit. He does the same thing what God does, but he does it backwards. So just because you see people who speak tongues and in tongues as well, don't get it twisted. Satanists and people who worship the devil too, they speak in tongues too. Even those in the church too who operate on the low in darkness, they speak in tongues too to make it look good. Counterfeits are in the church. So you gotta watch out who you ask to lay hands on you. That's as real as it gets. It got a little cold, my hands was like. So what happens is, this is why I told you, ask the Most High to gift you with discernment, because they're gonna constant sniffing. They're gonna cough. That's their spirits that is inside them. Those demons rattling up at your light, at your brightness, at your aura. This is why when you have the gift of discernment, you may be wondering, yo, why these people, some of them be mean mugging me. You can even hear the Hong Kong kid. Why people are mean mugging me, or why people got certain faces around me, those who I know, and even people who I don't know. That's because the spirits that is in them is being triggered and bothered by your light, because they know, they see. So you be people you know. Sometimes they might want to pick a fight, or they might act out around you. It's because the demons in them is getting agitated. I've seen people. I walk in minding my business, and I can see groups of people together, maybe 2 people together. That one person don't even know that the person with them, demon-filled and aging next to them. But that person, as I'm walking, only one of them in the group will. And the other person is blind, clueless about the person next to them. But the spirit that is beside that person can see my light, and they do things, and they all do the same thing. They all do the same thing. It don't matter who they are, family, friends, co-workers, strangers, people in the church. It don't matter. Even those in authority too, they all do the same thing. Coughing, they're gonna tap, they're gonna cover that one eye, or they're gonna do this, or they touch both ears, or they tap both feet, or they always banging or making noise, or they want to argue and fight around you, or they constantly fidgeting around you, or want to be next to you, around you, and they constantly fidgeting or constantly covering their eyes. Did you get a horn on cue? You see, because that's how they speak when they're in people. See, matrix noise, but that's a spiritual horn. And the same thing that I told you how they move out here. You know that even with the glasses, they flick it one time. They do certain codes, how they overly code one another. Because remember, fallen angels there's a lot of them, and they be in people. So because this is a spiritual, and there's more in the spiritual than the physical, there could be you could be in a church filled with a whole bunch of demons, right? Or a bunch of fallen angels, and they are all in certain people, right? But best believe those spirits, those reptilian shapeshifters, they know who is who, right? So they'll look at one another that is in the dark like them, and they will look at one another and go, and then that next person over there, whoever is in darkness like them, their spirits see each other and know each other. That other person's going to do the same thing too, coding one another. They speak like that. That's their spirit speaking, connecting one another, seeing your light. So this is what I'm telling you. Be careful on who you let lay hands on you for a prayer. Ask the Most High for spiritual discernment. And you do not need church. You don't need church, because it's not religion. Did you hear the horn on cue when I said that? It's not about religion. It's more spiritual. Have a relationship with the Most High for yourself. You don't need to go to a church. You don't need to rely on a pastor. You don't need to rely on people to lay hands on you. Yes, it's a beautiful thing too, because the Most High does have people out there who he will use to pray for you or send you messages, because angels also, not only fallen angels can shapeshift, angels as well can shapeshift and appear as people to deliver a message to you too. Not only fallen angels do too, which is why you have to have spiritual discernment, and you have to ask the Most High for that. So again, that's why you have to be very wise and be careful on who you let pray for you and talk to you, because it's not only sometimes an angel you're entertaining. You might be also entertaining a fallen angel too. Oh, you see where I'm getting at? So be careful, because some of these people in these churches are agents as well, and they got nothing to do with religion, man. It's more spiritual. Ask the Most High yourself. Ask the Most High to, whatever you're going through, ask the Most High to heal you. Ask the Most High to fix your problems, to protect you. Ask the Most High for a hedge of protection. Speak to him how I'm speaking to you. You can talk to God personally like that too. You don't need to go into a church, or how these people go into these booths and talking, hey Father, these are the sins that I have committed, and speaking to a father in a booth. Like, no, you speak to God. Talk to God personally. You don't need to go to man for that. You don't. Because they are in the churches too. Those agents, they be in the church, pretending to be all holy, but demon-filled, in secret sins, witches and warlocks in the church. And you got people lining up, blinded in there, and then you look at these churches and you go, well, how come the people in these churches, where is their discernment, where they don't see that their church is filled with witches and warlocks, their pastor, how come they don't see that? I promise you, step into a church, they're going to do the same thing. As soon as you walk in, a person who is true, filled with the light, you go in, they're going to start getting irritated in that church too. Fixing the glasses and fidgeting around you, because now their demons and their spirits is getting irritated and bothered by your light. I'm telling you, it's real out here. And they out here laying hands on people for prayer, and these people want to get healed, delivered, or whatever they're going through, and you got these people from the congregation lining up and laying hands, and look, it looks good, speaking in tongue and all that, but what they're doing is they're just suppressing that demon that's in that person. There ain't no deliverance. They're just suppressing it. A demon suppressing it with another demon. That's all it is. That's as real as it gets. That's as real as it gets. And you can see that in the mega churches. You can see that in some of these videos that you see on social media that comes on there. You can see as well that some of the stuff, they do it for show, for entertainment, speaking a certain way. Like, you can tell with the discernment. You look at it and you go, Witches and warlocks are in the church too. Agents are in the church. So watch out. Don't just let anybody pray on you or lay hands on you. Don't. If you're going through a problem, the Most High already knows everybody's problems. Whatever people is going through, he knows. But you personally, you don't need a church. Go to God personally. Pray in your mind. Pray to him. Tell him, heal me with this. This is my situation. Help me, Lord. Talk to him. You don't need a church. You don't need it. The Most High is going to take care of you. He's going to fix that. He's going to heal you. You don't need it. Now, I'm not telling you not to go to church. All right, don't get this video twisted. Say, oh, look, he's saying don't go to church and don't have people pray and all that. No. Go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, y'all all got free will to do what you want to do, right? I'm not forcing nothing on nobody. But what I am going to tell you is have discernment. Spiritual discernment. Tell the Most High to have you, to help you to discern people's hearts and their motives. And you're going to see those people's spirits. Because when you have spiritual discernment, you're no longer looking at people like this through the flesh, man. You're looking at their spirit. So it's like, you will see it through people. And they all do the same thing. They all do the same thing. They're going to fidget around you. They're going to make a face. Sometimes they walk fast by you. Yeah, that's their spirits getting irritated by you. That's why people want to be all around you. Because your energy, your light, your frequency is high. So be careful. Look at that, look. They watching, look, see? Operation Quiet Sky above. See, look, that still ain't go away. Operation Quiet Sky, monitoring spirits up in the sky. Watching people, listening. Familiar spirits, monitoring spirits, jumping into people. I'm telling you, man. These movies also put the truth in your face. But when you wake up and you unplug from the matrix, and you yourself start to see the shapeshifters for yourself and start seeing how people start acting around you, you're going to see it. And they do it in the church. Because I seen it when I went into a church. I seen a pastor, his face full demon. I've seen people in the church lay hands on people and their faces, their eyes turn white, tongues looking like snakes. Laying hands on people, demon-filled. Witches and warlocks. The agents are in the church too. They are. It's infiltrating. So be careful. Test the spirits, right? Somebody asks you, this is what they do. They go to the church. You want prayer? Do you need a prayer? Meanwhile, it's a witch and a warlock, demon-filled. You don't even know, and you blindly going up in there asking for a prayer, telling your problem, and you thinking that you got delivered. Oh, I feel so much better. Wow, thank you. No, you ain't really get fully delivered. What happened was that they knew what they were doing, and all they did was just calm that demon down in you. Calmed it down. They ain't get rid of it. Remember, they speak in tongues too. They speak in tongues too. They do the same thing. That's why you got to test the spirits, because they do the same thing. And again, that's how you're going to know who got a spirit in them, because they all do the same thing. It's going to come from your family. It's going to come from co-workers. It's going to come from friends, exes, people from your past, even in the church, even people in police, ambulance, fire. Anybody coming next to you, nurses, doctors, if they got spirits in them and it's bad, they do that. Or they fidget, touch one ear, both ears. They speak overly coding, but it's monitoring spirits, but they start fidgeting around you. Their faces would change to angry or bothered. So even if they talk to you regular, smiling at you, having a regular conversation, they're forcing that. But that spirit in them is getting bothered by your light. And as they're speaking to you, they're sniffing as they're still talking to you. And then even when they look away, you see the face change. You can hear what they say under their breath about you or around you. And you think they're thinking that you didn't hear that, but you caught exactly what they said. Because it's spiritual. Your discernment is catching their spirits that's in them. So they can't be sneaky around y'all, because you're going to catch it. You're going to see it. It's real out here, man. So be careful. Again, don't just let anybody lay hands on you for a prayer. Do not. Because not everyone is from the light. Not everyone is with the Most High. Did you hear that horn on cue? Be careful. Because there are people operating in the dark too. And they too lay hands and pray on people. And they too as well speak in tongues. But when you come around, those with the light, they're going to do the same thing that all the fallen angels that be involved inside people, they do the same thing. And you're going to see it in the church. Fidgeting around, bothered, making faces. You're going to see it. You're going to see it constantly rubbing their eyes on you. They fidget around y'all. They fidget around y'all. Or they do things to try to be seen or try to outshine you, but that's their spirits being bothered and irritated. You see that. And the enemy's tactics never change. So all that you see from people you know and don't know, that's how they all are going to continue to do it everywhere you go, from those who are in the dark. Y'all stay safe, man. Y'all unplug from the matrix. Stay with the Most High. Have a relationship with the Most High personally for yourself. You don't need to go to a church. You don't need to go with a group of people. Yeah, it's beautiful to have people with the same mindset, spiritual journey. You know what I'm saying? Beautiful, but choose wisely. Be observant. Ask for discernment so you can see. But really, talk to the Most High personally, man. Ask Him. Whatever you're going through, ask Him yourself. If you need healing, ask the Most High yourself. Pray to Him for yourself. Pray to Him. Pray to Him. Y'all stay safe, man. Y'all stay prayed up. Pray for a hedge of protection as well. Pray Psalms 91 over your life. Remember, there's angels always watching y'all. There's angels always protecting y'all. Always. No weapon formed against you is going to prosper. You are protected by the Most High. So, stay safe, man. Stay awake. Don't go to sleep.